This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and today is Sunday. It's an early Sunday morning stream. I usually do not stream on Sunday mornings, but I wanted to do APG Jamie's third Sunday prompt, which is an open collab, and it is called Inside Out. So here I am on a Sunday morning. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. I'm going to try to keep it short, but what I'm planning to do may take me a little bit longer than, well, you know Meri. Okay, so at least I'll get started on it. I may not get it completely finished. Let me get out here to my channel. I don't think anybody is expecting me to be on. Oh, there's 3 people out there. Whoa! There's 3 people out here. Pam, good morning, Pam. And Pam, you're the one who had the shamrock crochet pattern. I thought it was made by Pam. I got you 2 mixed up. I get you 2 mixed up. And good morning to whoever's out there in the balcony. Come on in and chat with us if you are so inclined. So the prompt for the open collabs are whoever hosts it can set a theme. Jamie's setting a theme, and I did it last month. Last month was upside down. So this month is, let me set my camera straight here. This month is inside out, upside down and inside out. Oh, it's Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. I usually am not streaming on Sunday mornings, but I wanted to do this open collab. So anybody can join an open collab if you host a, and I think she said even if you put a picture on Instagram, you'll have to check with her on that. But she has themes clear through, oh, I don't know how long, but she's got a whole list of themes, and just let her know if you want to join. So what am I going to do? Well, what I actually thought of was clothing. When you think of inside out, you think of somebody putting their shirt on backwards. And so I got out some fabric pieces, and I've been looking at these. And they are as pretty on the back, really, as they are on the front. Look at this one. Well, I will say this one has trim on it, and that trim is stitched on. You can see the stitching, but of course it's not the glittery that's on the front. But there's this piece, and this I got at Walmart, I believe, or Dollar Tree. And this is farm, fancy pig, horses, cows, farm related. And it's kind of a grayish, you can see the white in the background there. We're going to look at the background of some of these fabrics, and I'm going to use them. I'm going to try to go fast through this. I don't know how fast I'll be. This was a jacket that I got at a flea market, not a flea market, a garage sale. You can see the buttons here. And I've been using this for my nature journal. But look at the stitching on the back. Look at the leaves. So isn't that cool? So we're going to put that. I might use this. Yeah, this might become my main piece. This is batik. And I know when I was doing Rosemary Morse's batik course, she said you always know a batik fabric because it is, and this is a batik piece. It's the same on the back as it is on the front. It's dyed all the way through. How they do this commercially, I don't know. This was This was a piece I got at the thrift store. Evidently, somebody was working on a project, a quilting project, and this was the ends of their, they got batting in there. But I don't know which is the back and the front, to tell you the truth. It's as pretty on the back as it is on the front. Except for the quilting. But you know, that could be that could be, you'll see, I might use that. I have a thought on how you could use this. And there's some more here. So inside out, and then the last piece, I've got pieces over here that on my desk that I need to sort out. Oh no, I have 2 pieces left. This is a piece of upholstery. I'm sure this is probably the front side and this is the back side. So it's as pretty on the back as it is on the front. And then this is a piece of Pioneer Woman fabric, I believe. And it's not quite batik, but it sure does have the print coming through, doesn't it? Look at that. Let me aim my camera down a little more. Rhonda says she's surprised to see me. Yeah, yep. So what I'm going to do is, oh, and then wait, I have some trimmings here that I might use, and a napkin. Napkins are inside out too. This is a leopard type. Got it for 50 cents, or is this just the bag that I put it in? And after you take the layer off, and I don't know if I can get it off here, but we've all looked at the inside of napkins. Come on, don't be stubborn. I almost have it. If I had longer fingernails, I'd get it here. You usually get it with a piece of tape. Let me get a little piece of tape here. We're going to look at the back side of this, the inside out of this napkin. So I'm going to do a little project with the inside out of fabrics. I do plan on being on tonight too, but I told Jamie, I said, can I go on live? Actually, going on live works for me better than doing videos because of my setup. And she said, sure, don't sweat it. So, yay. So I just about didn't do this because it is Sunday morning, but I've been putting things off in my life. And I said, I got to get this done. I told her I'd come on live. I'm almost there. Come on. Well, I got to get another piece of tape here. Just take a piece of double-sided tape on these stubborn pieces that don't want to come off, and it will pull it off. Here it comes. Let's pull this off. And of course, even the inner part here, this is really embossed down. Even this closest layer to the print has some print on it, and we all know, we've all seen that before. It's got a faint ghost print on it. I might use that, I might not, but look at the back side of this napkin. Inside out, this is the front side. That's the front side, and this is the back side. And then the other piece I have here is, I haven't even opened it. I got this ticking fabric at the remnants at Walmart. What was left on there. And I'd had this around. I didn't buy this special. This is just out of my stash. But look at the inside out on this. It's almost a petite. It's almost not quite, but look at the fringe. Woo! All right, and this is a long piece, probably about 9, maybe 10 inches wide. So what am I going to do that's inside out? Well, I have been having a lot of fun this year. Let me get them here. I threw them over here. Doing, you know it, bobblehead dolls. And so I thought I would do a bobblehead doll dressed inside out. And we could even make her a Fib Diggity story character, you know, this maybe if I can have a lady who's, or even a gentleman. I like doing a lady though, who's just a little addled, you know, and or maybe she was hurrying off to the gathering, Saturday afternoon gathering at the Meri Atelier, and got dressed in a hurry, and there you go. I think this lady might be the head. I'm going through these Tim Holtz portrait. We could use a girl. We could do that. And then make up a story around her. Hi, Nashwa. Good morning, Nashwa. It's good to see you. She looks like she could dress the inside out, doesn't she? And she does too. She's got a hat on. And she does too, for that matter. So, for me, let's put these others aside. Oh, you don't want to see my desk here. For me, it's this lady, or one of these two gals. I'm kind of leaning toward her because I like her collar, although that might get covered up unless I work at keeping it. I'm kind of leaning toward these two. Now I have to decide. Which do I want to do. The lady. I'm only going to do one. Do I want to do a lady or a girl? I think I'm leaning toward the lady because she's in such a hurry to get to the meetings that she puts everything on inside out. And I'm going to start, I think, with this black fabric. And we'll kind of dress her, well, actually, we're going to kind of dress her old-fashioned. It'd be fun to put her in tights, though, wouldn't it? It'd be kind of fun to put her in leggings. Or maybe just a long skirt. A long skirt, I think, would be nice. And what I was thinking with this blue, and if I'm doing a skirt, I was thinking this would make an awful pretty cuff or collar. Now, whoops, what did I do with her? See, I could put her, I'd have to save her bodice. I want to save this pin and everything here. But I could have her have kind of a jumper type outfit. Yeah. So I'm going to pick this and the black. And this could be maybe pockets or something. I'm not sure about the napkin. That was just an example. If I find a use for it. So I'm going to put this back. The ticking. And so I'm going to do everything inside out. This could go for part of her blouse with the blue. Now this is batik, so you don't know which is which. Well, I know this is the front, but it looks the same on the back as on the front. But I'm thinking I could still keep this as the blouse and the skirt and make her some sleeves. Or I could put it this way and make her arms in sleeves and have the fur around there and have, I'm designing, and have a long black skirt. And she wouldn't be too old-fashioned. I mean, she's kind of vintage anyway. So I think that's what I'm leaning toward. This, I might use as some trim. I'm not sure, because I've got plenty of trim going on here. So let's start by designing her. And the way I do that is I take a piece of paper and fold it in half. I want these to go into my journal, so I only want 8.5 inch. Stitch it says, yes, Meri, either one. Okay, and these were some, I was looking for photos, and these were the most recent black and white photos that I got from Keisha. I'm not going to use those. I'm going to put them behind me. I need a piece of paper. So I kind of want to do this fast or faster. And I might use some of this sari ribbon, which you don't, I mean, I might use some of this as trim. And I need some thread. I got white thread here. I'm not going to worry too much that I'm matching things, because I'm just going to kind of baste all this together. Let me zoom out just a little so you can see the entire. Oops, not that much. There. How is that? But my camera is crooked. My camera, it doesn't look crooked in my camera up above, but I see it in my tablet as being crooked. I have to adjust it. And let's set the quality on my tablet, because I'm still at 144. And let me refresh chat here, so I make sure I'm caught up with you guys. All right. So I fold this in half when I'm doing this, because I don't want my doll to go too much longer. A few of them do, but not too much longer than the 8.5 inch. So I need a pencil or a pen, and I want to kind of save her neck area. So this in here, I'm just going to kind of cut her head, trim her shoulders here. Whoops, I'm drawing on it. Like that. So we're going to put this behind like this. And so part of this in here will have to be, I hate to cut it too much. I'll probably cut it right along her chin, because I want to save all this brocade area on her blouse. So just about like that. And I just want her to be fairly simple. I want her to have, we're going to keep her pretty skinny, and just a simple skirt, but it's going to be a long skirt. And it's going to be out of that black. And so I kind of do the sketchy sketch first. Now it's going to have that pretty brocade part of the folder up here of the photo. This is the scribbly in here. So I'd like to do puff sleeves, but I don't think I can do that really fast. I'm going to make them kind of like that. Yeah. And like this. Now, do I want them straight out though? I have them straight out. And we'll give her a nice long dress. Because she's, and then it will have pockets on her. You know, and it'd be nice if she had a chatelaine. You know what a chatelaine is a belt that has the scissors and needles and thimble and probably a pin cushion on there with some pins, and it's all around her belt. Now I'll have to put that on later because I'm not going to have time to do it this morning, because I do want to keep this fairly short. I don't want it to go for 5 hours. I just probably get this design. Now I don't know if I want her arms straight out though. How else could I if I put them down, or I could have them out and have them kind of bend up like that, or I could make it bendy up, just make it like that. I kind of like to bend it up. And let's see, what she'll be holding a book, like a journal. So that'll be a book, and then in this hand, maybe she'll just be holding a flower of some sort as she comes. Maybe she's bringing a little bouquet of flowers as a host. Thank you. All right, and we'll give her little shoes down here. So that's basically all I'm going to do, and I'm going to make a bobblehead doll out of her. So now what I do is I cut this out and trace it so it's nicer. So let's just tear this in half. You like that one? Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, I like the chatelaine on her. And we could even maybe put some journaling on her skirt eventually, because it's going to be, well, it's going to be fabric. Maybe I'll put some tatting on it. Maybe I'll put some tatting. Some of my tatting, I'll have to run and get it. Maybe I'll finish this tonight. I'll design it and get the pattern going this morning. I don't want to be on too long this morning, and then maybe I'll cut out the pieces and stitch it up tonight and put on the charms and everything. I don't want to be on too awfully late this morning. I don't usually stream on Sundays mornings. I like that time for myself, but I told Jamie I'd do this. I'm going to have to get out another piece of carbon paper. I don't know what I did with a piece. Good thing I got a whole pack of it here. I keep pulling out. All right. So what I'm going to do, I don't even really have to cut this. I can just trace it onto here. Grab a hold of it maybe this way. And this way, and let Meri get out one of her paper clips. And I should do this twice. Let's tear this carbon paper in half. I'm trying to save steps here because I usually do this pattern 2 or 3 times, because I like to have my sketchy one, then I like to have a good one, and then I like to have one that becomes the base. And I think I'm going to have the base out of, I have some Bristol board paper that I was using the other day, and we'll use that as the base. So we'll take this and put on here, and then I'll just trace through everything. And I'll have to press pretty hard. Let's go down the neck there. I'm trying to prevent another craft-a-lanch over here. Oh, dearie me. All right. So all I'm going to do is just press really hard. And let's see if it's going through. I think it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. And it's just going to be fairly simple. I'm not interested in making anything really complicated out of this one because I really just want it to be representing inside out, and that's going to show with the fabrics. But the fabrics are what's going to describe this because they are going to be inside out. All right. And I'm just going to do the outline of her body here, of her dress. And we're going to have a chatelaine, I think, on here. And she's going to be holding a book. Maybe we'll put some pencils on there or something too. Because she's not just a seamstress. She's also an artsy person. She comes to the Meri Atelier on Saturday afternoons. All right, let's make this flare out a little more. And I think I've got... Well, we could put her hand in here. Her hand, she's holding, she's going to be holding roses, but I'm just going to put a hand here. And let's put her hand here. She's holding on to a book here. That should be all I have to do for... Oh, and her feet. So let me peek at the back here and see what I've got. Oh yeah, it's coming through good. So let's take these off. This is where the book went. And if I were more organized, I would have a place to put this carbon paper where I could find it the next time rather than, I'll put it up here. So now I'm going to take, and this piece is what I'm going to be cutting out the fabric from. And her dress will come here, and this will show. Her neck, I'll be cutting off her head and putting it on a bobblehead. So her head will be bobbly. And then the fabric will be cut out of this on her dress. I'll have to find, will be cut out maybe off of this side. And I don't care if it's shaggy. I don't care. And then I'm going to have the cuff. She's going to have cuffs, and I'm going to use this batting material as kind of a fur-lined cuff on here. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to keep this as my pattern to remind me what I was thinking of. This is going to be the base. I think I'm going to cut the base out now. And let's just do that now. And I'll get the fabrics cut so you can see how she's going to be. And I might do a little stitching on it. But I'll probably work on this again tonight. I don't want this video to go too awfully long, this live stream. I just about didn't come on. I just about said I'm gonna message Jamie and tell her I couldn't do it this month. And I've been up all night. I've been working on another collab that I'm doing with Crayspire. You'll see that video probably sometime on Monday. I think that's when I scheduled it for. But I still have some work to do on that. And I've been up most of the night. I'm not even sleepy. I don't know. It's not good, Meri. I'll cut her hand out here with these big scissors. I don't know what happened to all my little scissors. I'm not even sleepy. I'm not sleepy now. I'll be sleepy. Usually when this happens, I'm asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I'm not even sleepy now. I've been up all day. That's something. I guess that's just a part of getting older. I don't know. We could put little bling on her shoes. We could make her slippers out of fabric, maybe to match out of that green silky fabric to match her dress. I like to make these bobblehead dolls. I think they're very fun to do. They're kind of whimsical in their own way. For the last collab I did last month with Jamie, it was upside down. And I drew a kitty cat upside down. Was it a kitty cat? I think so. Can't remember exactly what I drew upside down. No, I drew a couple of animals. I think I gave them away, didn't I? I think I gave them away. I can't remember. I remember drawing animals upside down. I can't remember which ones they were. I think it was the rabbit and the hyena. And I know I drew those upside down. Now, whether I did them for the collab or not, I don't remember. I think what I did for the collab was an upside down kitty, and I pulled it out of another video that I did. It was kind of a remix video. But this one I kind of want to do live. Kind of pulled that piece out. All right. So there's her body. And I'm not going to worry about making it ambulatory, but this piece is going to come up this way. She's going to be holding, I was thinking flowers, but I could even make it an art journal or a palette, an art palette, anything like that. We'll decide later. Or even could be a piece of fabric rolling down the floor. All right, let's get all these scraps off because I'm going to be making more scraps. And we're going to start with the skirt, I believe. This is the piece I'm going to cut up. I'm going to write on it. Skirt. And let's see. If she comes in here, I'm just going to draw a line here so I kind of know where this picture is. And then I'm going to, well, I could still make the bodice like this and then put this over the bodice and then come with the fabric over that. That's probably what I'll do. So this is the bodice. And the bodice is going to be different from the sleeves. The sleeves are going to be out of that blue batik. And it could be like she's kind of wearing a jacket around here. I could kind of make a little jacket like that. And still have the bodice in there. Okay. And of course, these are the hands and the neck area. All right. It's going to be pretty simple. The skirt's going to be the main piece. So let's cut that out. And I think on this fabric, I think I'll glue it down. I'm not planning on doing, I want to do some stitching, but I'm not planning on stitching the fabric onto the base. I'd probably glue this part down. And of course she'll have a belt. I'll put a belt on her. And then she'll have a chatelaine. Now a chatelaine can hang around her neck or around her waist. In this instance, it's going to hang around her waist. And these are her feet. Maybe I'll label those so I won't throw them away. I'll probably throw them away anyway. Feet with her shoes. Can make little slippers. Put those up there. All right. So let's start with all of these little pictures that I cut out are getting knocked off on the floor from the other night for that little book. I just don't have enough room on my desk to do stuff. All right, we're going to cut the dress, the skirt, out of this, out of the back of this. And so I want an area that has a lot of stitching on it. And that might be right in here because it's got stitching up there. Let's see, what else do I have over here? Well, it could be over in here too. Let me turn this around. Oh, and I could use the button part too. I could use the buttons maybe for part of the belt, a belt buckle. I could probably grab a belt buckle out of this like that. It wouldn't be inside out, but so I'm thinking this could come out of this area right in here. Maybe more like this. I'd like to get that. I'd like to get this and this, but that's not going to happen. So I think I'll get it up to the point here. And I need white. I don't know if my white pen will work on this fabric. It works a little, maybe enough that I can cut it. Try to cut this part over here a little bit longer so I can trim it off. And I didn't cut that part longer. All right, can I see that? Yeah, fairly good. So let's cut this out and see how that works for a skirt. And like I said, this is just a piece that I got at a garage sale, so I'm not too worried that I'm ruining anything. I've used this on several different pieces in my nature journal. and I've used it on clusters, and I still have pieces left here of it. Let me get it up here. So we're cutting out her skirt inside out. It's as pretty on the inside as it is on the outside. Just kind of like us, huh? Only some of us are prettier on the inside than we are on the outside. And some of us aren't. All right, hold on. My fabric scissors are out still in the living room with, I haven't put my sewing machine away. It's just sitting on the card table out there. My brother's so good to me. He lets me keep stuff out. So now let's get her. This is the base. So it's going to come just like so. I might trim a little of this. If any white that shows or anything, I can put ink on it or trim on it. I'll cut a little bit more of it off here. I got some white showing, but I don't mind that too much on these. Now, I do think I want her a little trimmed up here, though. So let's trim this a little bit more and maybe cut a little off of this. So this will go here, right there. That's good. So I can put this piece away for now. Oh, except I wanted to make I'm going to cut off a button here. I want one in the center, right smack dab in the center, that I can use as a belt. So I'm just going to cut this off. That's what we buy it for, is for our art. So any which way that I can cut it, that I want to use it, I do, even if it's right smack dab in the center. There we go. Hi, Chaz. Good morning. I'm making an inside out bobblehead doll, and I'm turning the fabric. See, this fabric was a jacket. It was a jacket at one time, and this is the front of it, and this is the back, or the inside. And so I'm dressing my bobblehead doll inside out. She dressed so hurried to get to the Meri Atelier that, see, this is going to be a button right in there. So we'll save that out. I could use little pieces of trim here for her shoes. That would look nice. She'd have gold shoes. All right. So now I want to do the bodice. And I'm going to do this part first. And just maybe right in here. And I'm going to do that out of this piece, which is really pretty. And it would be nice. It'd be nice to have this part showing, wouldn't it? Right smack dab in the center. Where's my pattern? Right smack dab in the center. Or that's really kind of what I want. And I think I'm going to have to trace this one more time because I want it for both the bodice and the sleeves. I'm going to kind of layer it. So let me grab a piece of scratch paper here. And yeah, painty paper. Let's just trace this again here real fast so that I can cut two of them. And let me put the cap back on my ink pen. I think that's pretty important to keep that ink flowing. Oh, what I did with my other pen. It's under here. So let me just kind of trace this on. So I'm going to use one for the sleeves and one for kind of the inside neck. And actually the inside one may not be showing that much. It depends on what I do with that photo. Because this photo that I'm using, I want to keep the, what I did with it, it's here. I want to keep the collar and everything on the photo. We'll see how this turns out. I kind of have a vision of it in my head, but okay. That worked. Now we'll keep that one, and we'll cut this one out. And I have some painty paper, inside out painty paper. All right. Ooh, I love this fringy fringe going on there. All right, so we're just going to, actually I could trace this. No, I'm going to cut it out. There's not going to be a whole lot of this showing, so maybe I don't want to ruin it. Maybe I won't be so picky on that, because there's not a whole lot going to be showing by the time I get the sleeves on it and the photo on it. So maybe I won't be quite so. I'd love to get this area, but I don't want to cut way into that fabric. I'll save that for something else. But I am going to layer it. We'll see. We'll see how this works. Because see, here's the lady, and I was thinking like this. So if I have this, maybe I'll just trim this part, because I want some of the blouse to show. And maybe I could take in here and get this area right in there. I think that's what I'll do. We'll see what I end up with. Maybe I won't use all that blue. Maybe I'll just use a portion of the blue. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I'm doing this. I didn't think this out ahead of time. I'm just eyeballing this as I go. You guys are seeing it. Oh, I didn't cut. Well, we'll just cut it later. I didn't cut the neckline out. I'm going to mark it where it's. Okay. Like this. Whoops. It doesn't have to be perfect. These bobblehead dolls, I'm not doing anything that's, it's more the concept inside out that I'm trying to illustrate rather than a perfectly made doll. Yeah. Meri doesn't believe in perfectly made, I guess. All right, so the collar kind of comes like that. And did I get the, yeah, I did. It comes down this way. And I kind of lost that in there. up that way and that way. And this is going to be the bodice. And I might just keep the sleeves that way, but by the time I get her on here, what I really want to save is this. And I might end up just fussy cutting that out and putting on there and not using all of this. But she's got to have something to hold on to because she's going to bobblehead. So we'll see. So we're going to cut this out. You never know what I end up using this fabric for. Kind of hard to cut over this metallic thread. I knock things all around. Oh, it comes down this way. Come on. That metallic thread is kind of hard to cut. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know how many people are in the collab. It'll be interesting to see what other people do for the prompt inside out. I know Jamie and, oh, did I put Jamie's? I think I put Jamie's link in the description to her channel. And I asked her if I could go live early in the morning, and she said I could. It's just easier for me to go live and do this than create a video off of my phone and then edit it on my phone. That's gets into a lot of nutty stuff. All right, this is the neckline that I'm cutting out. Boy, cutting around that metallic is something else. Good thing I'm not going for perfection, because it's like driving over a speed bump. Now, I'm not sure how that flares out. I'm going to flare it out this way, and I might have to trim that up a little. And there's a speed bump there, right there where I want to end it. And it'd probably be easier if I just whack that across there, but I don't want to cut her sleeve off. It's really pretty on the front side. I'll show you the front when I get it cut off. But she got dressed inside out. She was in such a hurry. She wanted to meet and greet her friends at the Meri Atelier on a Saturday afternoon, or a Sunday afternoon in this case. I'm getting there. I'm almost there. I'm going to cut it a little longer. Speed bumps. There we go. And if we were doing this right side up, that would really be pretty, wouldn't it? I'm tempted to leave it and use this as the inside out. I'm tempted to use this. Except for, well, yeah, it does fit. Boy, it does. Almost fits. Oh, that's pretty. I'm loving it. What are you guys seeing? Yeah, I'm loving it. And then I'm going to leave this right side out just because I like it so well. This is inside out. You get the drift. You get my drift. And now we've got to do the bobblehead though. We got to do the bobblehead. And to do that, I think, well, see, I was going to put this in here. I mean, I was going to have it come way down, but this would cover it up. And I want this to show. So I think I'm going to trim this out in here. I'm going to have to cut her neck off. See, that would go on there. The trim would fit right in there. Here goes. Ah, she's going to cut my neck off. I am, because you're going to become a bobblehead. A beautiful bobblehead. It isn't going to hurt you because you're just paper. Ah! Poor dolls. All right, now I'm going to trim out this pretty collar that she has going on here. All these fussy cut this out. What did Rhonda say? Chaz, no children for me. I wasn't in, oh, you live in Michigan. I don't either, Rhonda. But I enjoyed my nephew when he was growing up, and I enjoy my grandniece. So I kind of enjoyed children vicariously. There. Now see this, I might have to trim. I might have just destroyed. No, I think that'll go in there. I know what it is. And that will go there. And I might put a piece of lace, because I'm going to have to put her bobblehead in here. And I might put a piece of lace. I could make a choker maybe. But I have that. I have this lace, which would go good. I have this lace. And we could put that up here on the collar. And then the bobblehead will go in here. Okay. Boy, this went together pretty fast. Let's make the neck, which I'm going to do out of this wire. And I find that a pencil is almost too wide, too round in diameter, and so a paintbrush. But you want a fairly even one. This one might work right in here. And let's see, I've got some new longer ones though, and they're a little bit straighter. Let's look at these. Maybe that one's too thick. What's this one? This one might work. So let's do the bobble part. What time is it? It's 6:06. I'm going to try to be off of here as close to 7 as possible. And all you do, this is beading wire. I've had this for a while. It's just a beading wire. Doesn't even give me it just says 318-11 made in China, bead wire, Mangelsons. I don't know the width of it or anything. It doesn't say on this label, and if it was on the other label, it's long gone. But you just kind of take it and wrap it around several times. You don't want to wrap it so tight that you can't get it off. And is this going to be wide enough? We're going to see. She's going to have a skinny neck. We might be able to put some lace around it. I don't know. We'll see. And then you kind of can squeeze it together to make it springy. And I don't want it too long, but I don't want it too short either. Oh, and I forgot, you need to leave on each end, you need to leave a length. I tape it down and then I secure it down, but I need about maybe 1.5 inches on each side. So let's do some more. I think that might be enough. And let's clip it. Let's give it a good length here. Oh, where are my old scissors? They're over here. I don't like to use my good scissors for clipping wire, or call them good. They're the goodest, the goodest that I have. They're my paper scissors. All right, so this will become the bobble part, and it will bobble. It will spring back and forth, and one part will be hooked on her bodice and the other part will be hooked behind her head, and this will become her neck here. So what I'm going to do, we've got these cut, we've got the neck, we've got the head and the photo. I don't think I want this. Put that up there. I'm going to make another one of this for the back. And let's see, I think I have enough on this paper to do another one. I think I do. Just barely. Just barely. And it doesn't matter about the hands. Yeah, I think, well, yeah. Let me turn it around. I think I can get her on here. Her skirt. Might have to, her hand here, the hands don't matter because they can be separate. It really matters up in here. So I'm just going to cut another one for her back. Now, are we going to do the back? I don't know. I might end up doing the back. I think I just painted the back of my leprechaun. But we'll see. I'll be finishing it up. It really kind of goes fast. If I get the skirt shape cut out. Let me just trace this out here. These bobblehead dolls are fun to make, let me tell you. Now I'm not going to get her hand on this, on the back, but that will be okay. Did I get it all? Oh, I didn't get the bottom, I don't think. Did I get the bottom? Yeah, I did. All right. So, and it will go on like this, so I can write back on here, so I know it's the back. And we'll cut this out. So her skirt is inside out. I was going to make her, I dropped another another piece here. My hands knock all the little pieces off on the floor while I'm working. And then I have to, after I'm done, I have to go pick everything off of the floor. This is Bristol board that I'm using. It's stronger than cardstock. You can use cardstock, but I like the strength of this Bristol board. It's a nice strong, and if you want it colored, you can paint it. It takes paint quite well. And I'll probably have to end up trimming the pieces to match. I don't mind doing that. After all, it's just a paper doll that I'm making. Maybe if I cut another bodice on the back, I could make it inside out on the back. This is pretty this way, but I'm just in love with this. So I don't think I'm going to do the bodice inside out. And that batik, I guess what I could do, well, I don't know if I want to do that either. I was going to say I could make the sleeves inside out. I'm not sure I want to do that. She might just have put her skirt on inside out. I thought I had it. I like it both ways, she said. I thought I had it on right. And I got to the meeting and everybody was giggling at me. And I couldn't figure out why. And I looked down at my skirt. And my skirt was on inside out. Do you ever put your socks on inside out? All right, let's get the straps off the table. I don't think I'm going to save these. I might save this piece. I always need a piece to scribble on. Let's get the little pieces off here. If they come off. Come on. It's going under my mat. No, I don't want to go out. I don't want to be thrown away. I got something else under there. What's that? Something from another project. All right. Throw that away. So the reason I did that is because when I put the spring on that I put up here, and it's so hard to see. There it is. And I'm glad I saved that piece because I need a back of her head. Let's trace her head. We could give her a scarf and make that inside out. Or a hat, an inside out hat. I'm not gonna turn that inside out. It's way too pretty. I have to say, I think it's prettier cut into a shape like this because that just looks like her jacket than it did on the piece of fabric. I didn't even notice that. Boy, that just worked. All right, now I need to cut this out. And we're going to make the bobblehead. And what we do, I keep losing that spring. It's here somewhere. What I do is I put the spring and I tape it down first and secure it really good. And then I put these two together like that. Only I make sure I have it in there real good. And you do that both on the top and the bottom. But let's see. I'm not going to worry about painting the back right now. Let's go ahead and get this, the top of the spring. Actually, I think I'll use the shorter side. As close up to, this is her chin here. Right here. Her chin comes right down in there. So I want, when I put that spring on, I want that to kind of go right where her chin is. And have the spring, the top of the spring, as close to the bottom of the piece as I can get it. And I'll just secure it with some painter's tape, but I'll secure it better. What time is it? I gotta keep an eye on the time. I don't want to be up here too late, on here too late. Now that spring gets away from me. So I want to put that right where her chin is. Can you see it right where her chin is? And I want to tape this down. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. If you can't get it perfectly straight, that's really okay. Get it onto this first. Come on, don't be stubborn. Put it onto the tape first. Kind of hold it on there. And where's your chin? Has to go this way. Right in there. Right in there. And trim this or tear it. And then her head will go over it. And I might have to match it up a little. I got this. I'm going to pull this out a little more. I need to hunt up my little scissors. They're here. They're probably buried on that cart over there. And then this goes on here. Right in there. I'll have to trim all that up. So I'm going to glue this with Aleene's tacky glue. And that should hold it. If it doesn't, well, I'll fix it. Yeah, I need the pliers to open this. Now, we could do something really silly. And, you know, I'm thinking inside out. You think of her brain would be on the inside. If you really wanted to do something really silly, you could draw her brain in here, the inside of her head. But I'm not wanting to do that. I'm content just to have the clothing be inside out. But you could take this to further lengths, this prompt. Let's see, that blue paintbrush was one that I was using as a glue stick. I actually found the sticks that I was using for, I bought some of those kebab sticks. I found them there over there on my cart. So I continue using my paintbrush. And this glue is getting old. Look, it's got a ring around the top here. Let's throw that away. The glue is getting old. I've had it for a while, but it's still glue. All right, and I'm going to put that in the water. And my hands are still pretty clean. Put her head on here. Whoops. As carefully as I can without getting a lot of messy mess on it. And I'll have to trim it up at the top. Okay, we'll trim that white off. But I'm pretty happy with that. See, it'll bobble. Just holding on to it here. Whoops, let me hold on to it. Boing. Yes, I love the art journal. Yes. Yes, I'll bring refreshments next week. Ask me anything. I know it all, she says. That's why I come to this meeting, to educate you all. I'll bring that over a little. Maybe up a little. There. I think that's pretty good. So now let's work on the, and maybe I'll just continue to use the tacky glue. We're just going to let this set for a minute or two. I'm going to put her dress on her. And when I put her dress on her, I'm going to leave a little space in here to put on her shoes. I think I'll make her shoes out of this fabric so they kind of match her blouse. So I'm just going to smear this whole thing with that glue I put it in the water. It won't hurt it. And we're just going to glue it on. Because this is just a paper doll, really. This isn't anything I'm trying to slow stitch or anything like that. Just kind of glue it in here. I want to leave an open area there to put in her little slippers. So we should name her. What should I name her? Meri in the brain, yeah. Oh, she could have a wig on. We could put a wig, or we could put a hat on her, draw a brain on the back, and put a hat to cover it up, you know, and then when she lifts her hat, her brain shows. If I only had a brain. Now, I better get this something on here pretty soon, or it's gonna, I'm just gonna put it right back in there. This is not Yes paste. Doesn't have that big of an open time. Let's put her skirt on her. So this is the, this side is the front, and this side is the back. And you can see this is where the stitching, and I'm going to have to trim it on the back. And let's get it on there right. I cut the sides extra wide because I wanted to allow for it to trim. And Yeah, I think it's going to stick on there pretty good. I might have to glue part of it later. But let's go ahead and trim this part off. Now I could actually cut another piece for the back. I haven't decided what I want to do on the back. We might do the back tonight. We'll see. We'll see how I feel at 6 o'clock. And she's still got shoes. Let's curve this a little here. There. That's actually pretty. And then here's her top. Now this I know I'll have to trim because I cut this sleeve really to fit like this if it were inside out. It's pretty inside out too. You can still see the design inside out. But I just love it this way. I just love it this way. Let's get it fit up there. My sleeves are catching on to everything over here. I love it this way. So this part's not going to be inside out. There's no rules. Jamie didn't make any rules. I like it like this. I'm going to have to kind of make it fit though. I'll have to trim this off a little because it's coming way down. And then this is going to be the belt here. Let's cut it. It's going to be thin. I mean real thin, except for the button part. Can cut that in there without cutting the button off. And that's pretty thick. Cut it this way again. And see, the belt's gonna fit right in there. And I'll cut off the ends. So let's go ahead and glue. It's gonna just be glued down. And I'm gonna be pretty stubborn and put the top right side out. And then I think what we'll do, the brain on the back and give her a hat or a scarf. We can make the scarf inside out of this and the shoes. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. What time is it? 6:30. I got a half an hour yet. I'm making pretty good progress on this. So let's do this sleeve first. And I'm just using this old glue. Which is kind of, it's old glue. What can I say? Get it over on here. It's old tacky glue. All right, let's put these over here. So that's going to go right on here. Oh, I'm loving it. Right in there. Now let's do the torso. my glue brush here. And maybe the top of the collar, the sleeve here. Alrighty. Glue on my fingers. Oh, it's a little slanty. Let's straighten it out. Bring that down a little more. Well, and it's okay if it frays. It's fraying there. That's okay. To me, that's just pretty. All right, now let's glue this down over here. I might have to trim some of this because I cut it to fit the backside front showing. I'm just smearing glue on it. It's just a paper doll for my art journal. It's not meant to be an art doll that's gonna be, you know, it's just a bobblehead doll to illustrate the prompt inside out. Oh, I'm liking it. I am liking it. Now, her sleeve here doesn't come down that way. So I might have to do something with this. Either cut that off and make her hand bigger. I could do that. But her bobblehead now. Her bobblehead goes here. Now this wire is actually too tall. I'll see if I can squeeze it together a little more. I might have to unwind some of these twists because it's actually too tall. So let's take maybe this much and pull it out. That might even be too much. You kind of have to play it by ear. It'll still bobble. Boing. Now I want to pull this straight, and I'll have to clip some of this off. Now let's see how that fits. Still a lot. I could cut her neck down a little. Let's do that. Just a little. A little much. Oh, that's better. Boing. I can take a few more off of these. I haven't made a lot of these, so for me it's just figure it out as you go type thing. I think I can trim her head off now here. We're going to draw a brain on the back. I'll have to do that tonight. And we'll put a scarf, inside out scarf over it. You lift up the scarf and there's her brain. Inside out head. But she didn't want to show her face inside out. She needed a pretty face. There. Yeah, she needs a hair clip and a scarf. And we'll put a brain back there. And not only a brain, maybe something else on the back of her neck. I can see a brain in there. And the brain will have art written on it, and collage, and paint, and tat. and knit and crochet. That's all she's thinking of. There, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I think. Could, yeah. Maybe one more. One more. And it still bobbles. But I got all this length of wire now that I really didn't need. Just cut it off. I'm going to throw that away so I don't, oh, I can't even find it. So I don't step on it. Owie. All right, let's go ahead and put this on the back. So it'll go like this. And I want it as close to the bottom of the wire, the wobble part, as close to the paper as I can get it. And let's try to straighten this out a little more. After I've already wrapped it, it's wobbly, not straight. And is that good? It really doesn't matter. Well, it matters, but just so it's kind of centered. Like that. And I'm going to cut this little curved part off. And we're going to tape this down. And we're going to glue it. That's why I made a back to it. Now I got to make sure. Let's put this on here first. And get it off my finger. And onto the tape. So wants to stick on my fingers. I want you on the tape. There. No, you're not facing that way. You're coming down in there. Right in. Well, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to put another piece on there. Now, I could have cut the back. I could have cut the back out of a piece of colored paper or even fabric. I'm tempted to cut the back out of that black fabric. That's pretty hard to cut it, but it would look nice, wouldn't it? Make the whole piece. Oh, I could put this on and then cut another black piece out. And we'll have to shape it up. Let's go ahead and put this on, and then if I want black on the back, I'll put it on. We'll do her back tonight. So, more gluing. I'll use up all this old glue. And it is old. I'll probably use it up on this and throw it away. Throw what's in the, because it's getting old and tacky. It's tacky glue. It's Aileen's tacky glue. Ew, got it on my thumb. And I'm just going to do the top half And then I'll come in and do the lower half. And I'll probably have to come in and glue the edges better. And glue her hands better. All right, let's put this on. Got it all over my hands. So this goes. Now this neck is not going to match. Let's push it up, 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 up. And over, over, over. There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I love the fringe. Now I'm gonna have to trim this part off a little because it's sticking out. Or I could put lace. Got this lace that I wanted to give her a lace collar. And I might have to do that with a different glue. A lacy collar here. I think I'll do that with that fine art glitter. Well, I don't know. The fine art glitter glue doesn't hold fabric too well. I want more lace in here. Let's do it a little at a time. I'm going to do it with this yucky stuff. Let's start with doing it on the end. We could give her a cameo too and make the cameo inside out. Let's bring this down here like that. And just kind of glue it down and bring it around the back. And I don't think I'm going to glue the back because I might want to do something on the back and I might want to tuck under. So I'm going to bring it around this way. And we're just going to kind of make it a high collar over here because it's got a high paper, and it can be a high collar. It needs a bling or some sort of a cameo. I'm just going to tack it down for now. Make sure I got it straight. And kind of tack it there. I kind of like that. Let's snip it off. Who knows whether the lace is inside out or not. Wow, I'm liking her. Her belt. What did I do with her belt? Where's her belt? Did I knock it off on the floor? There's the pieces of it. Here it is. I'm going to have to tack this down because it's fallen off of the, of the base. It was layered. There. I don't know how long that's going to hold on this side. Her belt's going to go right in there. And I think I'm going to leave, the ends on her belt, depending on what I do with on the back. I might want to bring that belt around to the back. So let's just glue the belt on, the front only. Of course, I could make it a different color on the back. This glue is getting old. I've got some more. I've got more. And we'll see what shape she's in tonight. So we're just going to put this right in here. And see, I might want that belt to come around depending on what I do with it tonight. I might want it to come around. So I'm going to leave it like that. Now the back, the bottom is going to have to be trimmed a little. Let me draw. Let me trim this. Yeah, I kind of do these on the fly, so, you know, things aren't always perfect. And I don't need two width of her shoes, so I'm going to cut the back shoes off. Cut right in, if I can get in there. There. Aw, she's cute. I have to do something with that. I might just patch it with some. Let's get out that green. You know, see, I was going to use this as sleeves, but I don't need that because I got this. I'm going to have to trim it. So let's put that over there. Let's trim this up a little here. I don't want any of the white showing. That's probably off of the back piece. I think it fit on the front. Yeah, it's off of the back. Let's trim this one. I don't want to cut the belt. I'm starting to fray there. That's okay. Throw that away. All right, let's go for whatever I did with that fabric. I'm gonna throw it over here. I'm gonna put a trim on here. Just cut a little triangle piece here. Not those scissors won't cut fabric anymore. Jeez. Sometimes I just have to giggle at how things hold on to things. Now, where was I cutting? I was cutting in here. And we're going to put this in here on our arm to kind of, it didn't quite fit over here. Do I like it like that? I do. It kind of matches. And then I'll trim it off. Who's cooking? Is somebody out there in the diggity cooking breakfast? I smell breakfast. I wonder if my brother's up. All right, what did I do with it? It was here a minute ago. Here it is. I'm going to put it right on here. Right like that. And let's put some glue underneath of this. Come on. Right in there. And this is just kind of taped together. It's just fun, that's all. And there's that hand. Now on this hand, it's peeking out too much. The fabric is peeking out too much. I've got to trim it off here. There. So that her hand shows. All right, I'm happy. Pretty happy. Oh, I need to trim this too. Hold on. Not her belt. I'm leaving her belt. Her belt stays. I should just kind of tape that. Temporary tape. Where's my tape? This is just temporary here on the back. I'm just getting tired of them flapping open. And I'm going to work on the back tonight. Oops. Let's come at it this way. There. Now she just needs some slippers. And I've got just a few minutes to put some little slippers on her. And I thought I'd make them out of this. Just two little pieces of slipper. Could make them out of the, it's already frayed there. I think I'll grab this. I see slippers in here. Who knew that these were going to be slippers? They are. They're going to fit right down in there once I get at them. She says, "You're getting fuzz on my new dress." I'm sorry. I'm gonna fit right in here. Let's just cut this, you know, and I said I was gonna leave this open. I'm gonna pull it up a little, put her slippers on. I'll trim that down a little. Oh, they're pretty. I love them. I didn't even really like this piece of fabric that much, but it's amazing what you can do with it when you start using it for something. Yeah, you got fuzz on your dress. Sorry about that, lady. We'll clean it up. You better. Oh, I love them. And wait, here. Do the other one. I think I'm going to take this one here because it's kind of wider. Icy slippers. It's going to go right up in here. Oh, they got little gold trim on them. All right, let me do that. And it's getting pretty close to 7 o'clock, so I'm going to start winding down. And I'll finish this up tonight. Maybe I'll try to find something to use for cameo and bracelets and the back. We're going to do, I think we are going to put the brain on the back of her head and cover it up with a scarf. Maybe I'll, you know, I've got that sari ribbon fabric that I bought from Johnny. That might make a nice scarf. I'll see what's in those this afternoon. I'll look in there. Might find something to match. I'll reglue this now. And then I'll take this paintbrush and throw it in some water, clean off the glue. And I think the glue is about done for. I'll get out fresh glue tonight. Yeah, and this is just fuzz. She said, you got it all over me. Let's see if I can get some of that off with tape. That happens when you wear your skirt upside down. You get lint. I think that's a stitch. No, that's fuzz. Just thank you for cleaning me up. So, if she's not quite done yet, let's trim this sleeve off what I patched up there. And there. And we'll work on her back tonight. So, this prompt was inside out. I'm going to throw this away because I think it's pretty much done for. I got more glue. The prompt was inside out. And I used the inside out of a jacket fabric for her skirt. And I was going to use it for the blouse, except for I fell in love. I fell in love with it. It just looks like a jacket. It just looks like trim on a jacket. Let me hold her up closer. And what I'm planning to do, as we were talking, I'm going to draw the inside of her brain, of her head, her brain, and we'll put a scarf over it. And then I'll probably do something on the back of her. I've just got the belt tacked down so it won't flop open. But isn't she cool? She's a bobblehead doll. She bobbles. She wobbles. Boing, 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 boing. She's quit it. I might have to do something with this over here. I don't really like what's going on there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I didn't get this. And here's her belt. This is a button off of the, I might have to trim that up there. And give her a cameo and maybe put a bow in her hair. And I'm sure there'll be suggestions after people see this. But see, I took the little trim off of this fabric. The trim, like this, here, to make her slippers. And they're kind of frayed, but she's been walking a lot. She got little slippers. I'm loving her. Doing. So thank you for Oops, let me come up a little. Thank you for hanging out with me on a Sunday morning. And the prompt, it's an open collab. Third Art Sunday, I believe it is, or Third Sunday Art. I got the hashtag in the title. Open collab, and this month is Inside Out. And Jamie, APG Jamie, is hosting it. If you go to her channel, her video will be up later this afternoon. I asked her if I could do it early live, and she said, yes, go ahead, just send me the link. So watch for the videos of Inside Out. I can't wait to see what everybody else does. So I want to say goodbye to everybody. Chaz says, postage, I know, right. The cost of living is getting so expensive. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great Sunday, and I will see you later tonight. I come on at 6 on Sunday evenings. I rarely come on the Sunday morning, but I wanted to get this done. Whoops. Bye. Have a great Sunday.